Hello, my name is Raina. I'll walk you through a simple practical data cleaning workflow in R that you can use today. This video follows the steps written in one of my articles, so please also check that out as well. So first of all, you install your libraries. You can always install them later as well. But also, most importantly, you need to install your data. To do that, you create an object. You can name it anything. And you go read underscore CSV, and then you put in the name of your CSV file. A lot of the codes that I'll be using, it's from the Tidyverse package. So yeah, I highly recommend you to install Tidyverse library. The information on Tidyverse is also in one of my articles, so please check that out. I will put the link in the description. So before we start cleaning anything, you need to understand what you're working with. So ask things like, what are the columns, the data types, are there any missing values? So to do that, you put summary brackets, your object name. So in my case, df. As you can see, a lot of the columns are numeric data type. So with that, you can actually see the mean, median, the maximum value, the minimum value, and all sorts of things. But all the other ones are in characters, which we will have to change because a lot of them are factors. In this case, like the weather, for example, only has about like 4 or 5 different categories. So sunny, rainy, cloudy, that sort of thing. So that should be factors. I will show you a few cleaning steps first before we convert the data types. Another important thing is to keep your column names consistent. So if it's all in capital letters, keep it as capital letters, otherwise keep it as all small letters. The easiest way to make your column names all small letters is to use the janitor package. You just need to put clean names and all the columns will automatically turn into small letters. I think I just forgot to put in the object name here. So after clean names, just put, in my case, df. So if I load the data now, all the columns are in small letters. So now we deal with missing values. As you can see in the console, there's already a few missing values, which can be shown as NA. But also missing data can show up in many ways, such as empty strings, or even things like n/a or 0, and that all depends on your data. So this code is to show you how many missing values there are in each column. So as you can see here, there's 42 missing values in every single column. And in this case, that's because this data is a dummy sample data that I got from a Kaggle web page. So this next code shows you all the rows that has NAs in it. So this way you can see whether to remove the rows or to fill in the values, the missing values with, for example, the mean or the median. It really all depends on your data. I'm just going to skip that part because, just for the sake of this tutorial today. So we need to convert the data types now. So as I said before, there's a lot of character types in this data. And I'm sure a lot of data with strings first are recognized as characters. If there aren't many columns, you can do this mutate brackets and column name as factors code. So like this, except there's so many to be changed as factors. The accident column is either 0 or 1, which means that it's either true or false, where 0 is false and 1 is true. So that actually should be changed to logical variable, because at the moment it is not, because the summary shows mean and the median. It's trying to deal with numerical values at the moment. So here we use as logical, but also like here, if there's a lot of column names that you want to change to as factors, then I would just use this code, which essentially means we are converting all of the character variables into factors. So if we check the summary again, I think I just forgot one bracket here. I'll just comment all those codes that I didn't end up using. So now in the summary, the factors show the values the columns have and how many of those values, which does become important later when you are doing your analysis. So duplicate data is another big issue. It often happens when you are combining data sets or collecting data multiple times. Yeah, just be careful when you are removing them, because again, it depends on your data, but it might be pure accident, but it might not be. So you can easily remove duplicates using this distinct code. By the way, I didn't do this in this data set because everything was pretty consistent, but another important thing with characters or strings is watching out for the same values appearing in different formats. So for example, for messy categories like male and female, so a gender column, males might have all lowercase letters or all capital letters or just a big M. So you also need to check that and fix all of that consistencies as well. A code to do so could be mutate all of the values to small letters. So another step is to check for outliers. If you want to check the outliers, I usually just arrange the data. So for example, if I wanted to see the driver alcohol level or their age, I will do range, brackets, and then the column name. And I can also do that in descending order from the highest to lowest as well. So here, the number of vehicles is in descending order. And lastly, it's always important to save the clean data just in case. So you have both the original messy data and the clean data in case you need to look back or fix anything. So to do that, it's just write underscore CSV brackets, the object name, the data, the clean data that you've been saving, and then the name of that new CSV file. And once you run that, the new CSV file will be saved in your working directory. So to recap, here are all the steps you need to clean your data. Sorry, I can't be bothered reading all of that out. But if you found this helpful, I've written a full article post with code examples, as I have said before. So please also check that out. I'll be posting more R tutorials like this, and hopefully soon a full example of a data analysis report as well. So feel free to subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much for watching.